Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. We are Advanced Elements. My name is Christian. I'm joined by David and Nathan once again, and we're here to talk about the new champions that are coming out for the next set release, DTR, being Diana and Ciel. There's so much stuff that we want to talk about, and we're really excited about it. But first, we're just going to talk about our first impressions of specifically the mechanics of Ciel and Diana, and more focused on the starter decks themselves and the cards in there rather than any other DTR spoilers. We'll cover that in another video. And if you want to have more information about how to play these decks, you should go look at Main Deck's channel. They covered how to play Ciel, and Eva Plays, who covered Diana. Both really good videos. Go check them out.
Yeah,
We'll put a link down below as well.
Why don't we start with Ciel, the Guardian Umbra for the set. Ciel's mechanic is based around the Sorval Positions of Mastery, which that mastery itself gives you plus power to your attacks based on the number of omens that you have, and then his level 1 also gives you the inherited effect that at the beginning of your end phase you can banish a card from your graveyard or hand and put an omen counter on it. So the whole playstyle of this champion is about getting these omens, and then he has a bunch of effects that revolve around the number of omens that he has. Starting with, this mastery, which is giving you 1 power to every one of your attacks if you have 1 or 2, 2 power if you have 3 or 4 omens, and then if you have 5 or more, you get the big payoff of getting plus 3 damage to all of your attacks, and you draw a card into your memory with every one. So you get to that far, if you have a weapon on board, like imagine you just have just a Sword of Seeking, right? And you swing for 4 damage a turn and draw a card to memory every turn.
Very good. Is that? Very powerful. That's I think that this is a very interesting playstyle. I like the idea of cycling through hand and grave and banish. Like you're interacting with all of these different aspects of the game, all these mechanics. Very interesting stuff, and the payoff seems worth it. At least if it's easy to get to, which we won't know until the cards are played. But I really like this one.
Yeah, so like on the base, right, to get to 5 omens, you would have to wait 5 turns after going to level 1, that's a long time to wait. So that I said on stream that there's not going to be that many ways to accelerate your omens, but we've seen a couple. So yeah, I mean, it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out in practice.
Yeah, I think I like the fact it's Spirit of Fire, so we're making a Fire Guardian.
Oh my
That's
God.
already a good start.
Can we? Okay, no, sorry. I was about to say, I'm glad it's fire as well, but can we have like one starter deck that's not water? Just one, please? Like, I know at the beginning of the game on DOA, it had Lorraine and Rai as fire and wind, but just once. Can we have fire and wind again? Like, I'm sick of water.
Well, technically Sylvie was water.
Oh yeah, you're right. There was a Sylvie starter deck.
Give us all 3.
Oh my God.
It's not Xander. Xander's still waiting for his starter deck, to be honest. That's in the mail, I think. But yeah, no, just not to get off track there, but yeah, Spirit of Fire, which is I'm glad like they're making a bit more fire support. I think fire is a bit in a bad spot right now. I know. So yeah, I'm glad that they made this a fire guardian. In terms of his effect, like what Christian and Nathan have said already, like I don't want to repeat them as well, but it is interesting for me. I like the fact that the level 2 allows me to draw cards while putting floating memory into my graveyard. I think that's kind of interesting. Like you get to plus with the level 2, which is always a handy bonus, which allows you to get level 3. Some of the cards like Ombriax Chevalier, kind of interesting. Yeah, too many French cards now. But
you heard
like
it here. David hates the French.
I hate the 3 Kingdoms. I hate the French. Hate all of these things. No, but this card being a 3-cost 3/3, very strong stat lines already as well. But seeing an ability where you can grab cards from your omen back to your hand, which means that like early game you can discard your advanced elements or important cards, use the level 1 ability to banish it, give it an omen token, so later on in the game when you actually need that card you can bring it back. I think that's kind of neat. Probably also the ability of playing an important card, play the card, it goes to your graveyard, you banish it, then you bring it back, so you get like 2 copies of it as well. I think that's kind of interesting with Ciel. So he's definitely a champion I want to try out. Sad for my boy Tony, he's been replaced probably for the time being, but yeah, nah, Ciel seems interesting.
Yeah, I think his design feels really interesting. Really looking forward to playing him. I am curious about especially his level 2. I think I have a personal philosophy with level 2s where if your level 2 doesn't say something, draw a card or something just as strong or stronger, then it's pretty close to unplayable. And this one is really interesting because it's cycle 2. You can discard floating or other cards that give you effects in graveyard, and so you can actually get value. Like if you have 3 omens, you discard 3 floating and draw 3 cards. Like you went +3, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But also his champion lineage is one that rewards playing slowly. Like this isn't a deck where you can go to level 1, play 2 dungeon guides, and feel good about it, because if you don't have an omen, then you literally get no value out of this level 2 until you have 6 or more omens.
Yeah.
And then his level 3 effect also feels pretty underwhelming. It's do 2 damage a turn in your end phase, plus some more if you can find ways to generate omens outside of your end phase. Which is, I mean, when you actually look at how it plays, like between this and his mastery and his sword that is up to 4 power if you have the right omens, he can pump out a lot of damage really once he gets there. But yeah, it feels to me like it might play a bit more like a Tristan, where you go to level 1 and then you spend a turn or 2 doing other things, and then when you feel right, you go to level 2 and you get this effect with decent value, and then you go higher.
Yeah, the lineage release seems good too.
Yeah, the lineage release, like being able to do that, like being able to like let's say bring out an ally at fast speed is interesting.
I'm
like
really underwhelmed by the lineage release, to be honest. I think
Really?
6 or more omens is really uncommon. That's my guess.
Okay.
Like,
I don't know.
keep in mind, 5 or more, you're getting the effect that all of your attacks get +3 power, and you draw a country memory every time you attack. Right? Like, you're really gonna wait until you have 6 or more? I mean, it's possible.
I mean, look, I think it's not gonna be. I would think there will be cards in the main set that would help you speed up an omen. I believe that Cylinder has said there's not many ways, but that doesn't mean there's 0. So I can see it being a usable ability, because I think it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool ability, being able to like play out, like you're at level 3, your opponent plays something, and then you bring out Ombrious Chevalier or something, return another omen to your hand, which is the Nocture Oblivion, and like Excalibur it. Like, you know, it just seems cool.
Yeah, I mean, it could also give you +1 influence for the turn. Like, let's say you have you have an ability that lets you cycle your omens in your hand, then you can move the card from your hand to your omen, and then use these cards in your hand to pay for it, so you get effectively +1 influence for the turn.
While dealing 4 damage to your opponent.
The effect is definitely very strong. If you resolve it, I just am not expecting it to be super relevant, because
I'm gonna get a feeling like, I don't know, every time if CL can be a level 3 deck, if he can be a level 3 deck, and I hope he is, Chalice of Blood, 30 health is a lot of health. Like Chalice of Blood is back. So that's the other thing as well.
Going what Nathan's saying about the at least draw a card mechanic on a level 2 champ, I really do appreciate though that both of these cards level 2s are very interesting in that they don't draw a card, but they still net you advantage in some way. So I think this is a cool way of not just designing things to be like draw a card. It's very flavorful, it's very unique, and I appreciate it.
Seal's one actually is a little bit worded a little bit differently to Dino, I believe. I think Seal's one is, for each omen you have, you discard a card from your hand or memory and then draw a card. So if you have like 2 omens, you don't actually draw 2 and discard 2. You actually draw 1. Like, sorry, you discard 1, you draw 1 into your memory, and if that card is another floating memory, you can discard that one to draw another card.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah.
So I believe it's compulsory. I don't think it's may. So you actually have to discard 1, draw 1 for every omen that you have. So if you have like 1 influence and you have 10 omens, I think you have to cycle that 10 times. Also, it's not like the draw isn't conditional on discard. So technically, if you don't have any influence and you go to level 2, you can discard nothing, draw 1. Technically, so it can be draw 1.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, but it also says draw into memory, so you will eventually run out.
So you can discard from hand or memory.
You can discard your memory, so
Gotcha.
you can cycle the same card like 10 times. Yeah.
Okay.
But it might not be a bad thing. Like that is not a bad thing.
I mean, milling cards is
because
good, so discard is also good. So
yeah, I mean, if you cycle like 5 cards, that's pretty good, right? It's like glimpsing.
Bounce
I mean, yeah, it's definitely broken. But I'm expecting most games, like, I mean, if you're doing a standard level path, right, and you go level the 1 turn 1, level the 2 turn 2, you're only going to have 1 omen at that point, which, if you discard a floating, is +1 in your effective resources. So it's completely fine. And if you can wait 1 turn or 2 turns, and you're able to get 2 floatings, or like if there is a Suicide Ringleader equivalent for Guardian, like, it just becomes really, really broken really fast.
So yeah, seal of approval from me. I think he looks cool. I will be interested in playing him. And you know, for once, I'll know what it feels like to have 20 HP on level 1.
Just out of curiosity, like just asking you guys, where would you, like, if we say like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, where do you think he's gonna fall? Obviously, this is just starter decks. We don't know anything.
As a level 3 deck or as a level 1 deck?
I'm gonna say as a level 3.
as an advanced elements deck, perhaps.
As an advanced
Um,
elements deck? I mean, the effect is really good. He's just a Merlin every turn. He's a Merlin every turn, and then he also shoots for unpreventable damage. You'd be crazy to say that it's not a bad, that it's a bad card, that it's a bad effect, right? It's always the issue with level 3 decks, right? Getting there.
I think he has the pieces to make a level 3 deck work. From like the level 3 decks we've seen in the past, he has the pieces, and so I would say that he does have tier 1 potential. I don't know if he'll get there.
T1 potential. Yep.
but he
T1
has the
potential. Cool.
I
Yep.
agree.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna put it as well. I think he has T1 potential.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree. Like he does everything a level 3 can do and does it well. It's just all about getting there, right? Whichever.
I don't know, I just looking like, because I think for me it's just like looking at his cards, like his advanced elements as well. It seems like it didn't feel like the A and B champions. You know, when we looked at the A and B champions like Jin and Kong Min, and it's like Jin has potential to be tier 1, right? Because of his effect, the immortality, Shuang Ji and breastplate and stuff. But then you look at Kong Min and you go like as a level 3 deck, and you go, why?
How do you win?
The criteria that I feel like level 3 needs to fall under is that you don't lose too much value going up, which is why I think having a level 2 that generates value is really important, and then you also need to be able to close out the game relatively quickly, which is why Kong Ming just never felt like a successful level 3 champion, because you could get to level 3 with a bunch of influence, and then you would just pedal your wheels for 5, 6, 7 turns before you could kill someone. This
Sure,
deck looks like,
unicycle it at that point.
yeah, you can actually maintain some amount of value, get to level 3 relatively efficiently, so you have some hand size left, and then you can actually, close out the game. The upper level 3 champions, normally they, turbo to 3, and then they are able to recoup their influence at level 3, but this one looks like you might be able to actually, discard multiple wings and play kind of like how Tristan does, where she doesn't go back up influence, but she always stays high influence.
So should we talk about the second champion?
Yeah, Diana.
Yeah. All right, Diana.
Revamped Diana.
Diana's back. Diana's back, guys.
Yeah.
She's back.
I think I'm gonna be the first person to say this, but I think I prefer old Diana's look more.
Oh, the look? Are you talking about just the look?
Yeah, just the way that she looks.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
I
mean, like,
I
she
like
looks
her
a bit weird.
gunslinger. I like her gunslinger outfit more than her.
I
Yeah,
think I
like-
prefer the ALC thematic just a bit more than the TCR thematic, generally speaking. It's just
Same.
more
Same.
my vibes, but yeah, I mean, the CSRs for the new Diana look fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
So
CSRs will both look good.
both sets
I
look
would say
really,
both
really good.
sets of
So-
CSR.
But yeah, so
Um,
Diana has her mechanics where rather than a gun, she has her ether wing weapon, which is basically a gun or a bow, and it's a magical bow. She shoots it with, instead of arrows and bullets, she shoots it with what are they called? Ether.
Ether charge. Ether charge.
She shoots them with ether charges, and
Yeah.
they work a bit differently to bullets. Well, do they? Not really.
They kind of a little bit different because, unlike bullets, they are spells, so they're not items. So you play the spell, and if there is an ether wing on the board, you have the. I'm not sure if it's mandatory or not.
Depends on the card, but it's optional from what I see from Joan and Ether.
So you might, if yeah, okay, but I don't think you do. You have the ability to choose to load it into that ether wing.
Yeah, so basically,
it stays
wings
there.
work the same as guns, where you can't declare attacks if they're not loaded. And then instead of bullets, which bullets are normally objects that you enter the field, and then you tap them to load them into a gun, this is a spell that you cast, and then on resolution, it loads itself into a gun or an Aether Wing. It looks like she's got a bunch of glimpse mechanics with Astra, where she's able to stack her deck and maybe Star Call and Aether Call, which is a new mechanic that lets her load these Aether charges into Aether Wings from glimpses, which is really, really cool to see. And there's lots of ways to glimpse, like the gun that gives you glimpse on enter, as well as on hit gives you these Astra Shards, which are glimpses on demand. And glimpse on demand can be very, very strong.
Yeah, I just like how level 1 has like an on-enter. If she's distant, get an Aether Wing. You know,
I think that's
like
Are you talking?
Yeah.
Mr. Lorraine is talking right now. I think I can hear the Lorraine talk.
My champion is better than yours already, huh?
yeah, I'm just gonna say. I mean, like, I don't need to be distant.
I
Oh,
think it's going to be quite annoying, just because, like, you're probably not attacking that turn. So you're just making, like, you have to make yourself distant to get this effect, but you just, like, I don't know how much you want to be distant, how much you care about distant. A lot of the Diana decks don't really care about being distant. Or
Look,
the old
I mean-
Diana decks don't really care about being distant.
Yeah, a standard turn 1 play will be just backstep end phase, right? And then
Yes. Yeah.
materialize into her, and then that's it. You got your thing. Backstep's going to be a key component here, and then you get to do like a free extra. Like if you get Etherwing, Aquamirage Whisper, then you're hitting for at least 2 damage.
That's true.
So
I mean, I guess I'm thinking about it because I'm used to old Diana, where you're not really attacking until you get to level 3. But this Diana, because so many of the Aether charges are like cantrips, it's completely fine to get an attack off at level 1. So you get the distant, you get out the Aquamarge Whisperer, you load it with one of these cycle 1 damage, Aether charges, and you swing for 3 and you glimpse 3, and that's actually really, really strong for a level 1 effect.
Yeah, like hitting for 3 for like nothing, for like no loss in advantage is pretty nice.
Yeah.
You know,
And then I guess we can talk about her level 2 after that, which is, I mean, this is just a really interesting effect. Load 2 Aether charges from your hand or memory into a weapon, and then for each card loaded that way, you draw a card to memory. Really, really similar to Ciel's cycle effect, in that you are cycling 2 cards effectively, and you're putting them straight into your guns, and you can shoot them again, and you probably get another glimpse effect if you're playing water and you have this Aqua Module Whisperer. And I think hearing people who went to Worlds, like, you could have these turns very commonly where you could go to level 2, hit them for like 6 or 7 damage if you make a distance as well, and then you're glimpsing 6, you just hit them for a lot of damage and can probably find a way to stack your deck to go to level 3 and keep going, and apparently Diana felt very, very strong. So
okay,
I can definitely see it.
yeah.
Mind you that the Aether charge you put into your memory can be advanced elements. It doesn't have to be. It's not like element restricted, so that's kind of handy because the Aether charges that are in advanced elements are all 2 power each. I think the basic element ones and the normal ones are all 1.
Not elemental restrictions also means it can be fire or wind or water, no matter what you're playing. Not that I expect that to be super relevant, but you know what it is.
Moving
Yeah,
on
level
to
3, you're right.
Yeah, so this one is pretty interesting. Like, she can basically negate on 2 different angles, attacks and card activations. They have to target Diana though, so it's not all powerful. And then she's got the option of glimpsing too. So it's like she's still an Astra champion, right? So there has to be like some sort of glimpse mechanic that combos with the other Astra cards, which makes sense to me. And it's got a little added defense too. I can see her being very annoying. However, I wonder how much of an issue there's going to be with distant giving cards and Astra combinations and things like that. It seems like it's going to be an interesting balance of how many cards of each you put in, because we played that allies deck, Nathan, the distance giving one for like Purse, and we had backsteps, and we had evasive maneuvers, and we had what was the other one?
Back to evasive skirting step.
And skirting step. Those 3 cards. And I'm not sure if that's like, if 12 cards it'll probably be enough as long as you don't need to distance anything else.
Like, you also have to go distant level 1 as well, right? Otherwise you literally can't go level 1.
Yeah.
So like, it's yeah.
Imagine having to evasive maneuvers and do that. That sounds a bit rough.
Yeah. So we'll see how it works. I think the ratios for your deck will be really interesting. I think anytime you build any star calling type deck where you're glimpsing and trying to find specific cards, the counts for how you do and balance your ratios, like for Diana here, balancing the number of distant enablers versus the number of Aether charges, and then your level 3 package is going to be really, really interesting. But the actual Diana level 3 effect is really, really cool, in that you can dissuade attacks, dissuade people committing to spells. It is only a once per turn effect, because it's when she becomes distant, so if she's already distant, she can't become distant again. So you can't, like, try and turn every single distant enabler into a frostbind. You can only do it once per turn. So it's not, like, super oppressive, but yeah, it's a really, really cool effect. I'm very curious to how it plays out.
Yep. The only thing I'm not looking forward to, I guess this is for both decks, is pronouncing the names of their cards.
What it seems like is Ciel is like a slow, control-y, like cycling through your omens kind of deck. I feel like Diana is about setting up and like, here's my one big shot at you kind of thing, which is kind of interesting as well. Like, we do kind of see that both decks have like a way to end the game, which is always nice to do. They both have clear lines. I think her basic elements Aether Wings in this deck having Spell Shroud is really nice, considering, and I think that's like learning from Diana, right? Diana had an issue where if you get rid of her gun, she's not that threatening. So having these have Spell Shroud is kind of cool to see.
Sorry, that being said, I'm looking at her advanced element Aether Wing, and it doesn't have Spell Shroud. So
Yes, it doesn't. Because I think that's too strong. If that one has Spell Shroud as well, I think that one is too strong.
Okay.
I think. But when I first saw these cards, the first thing that came to my mind is like, a Broken Mustang is going to be a popular card.
Yeah.
Mustang, Baby Green Slime.
Baby Green Slime as well. There's still ways to interact with them, but yeah, no. I think that seems like a pretty nice, decent deck here as well. So, where do you guys rate Diana? Again, as a level 3 deck, of course.
As a level 3 deck, I think what I like is that she has a clear win condition. Like, she's got, and it's not a bad one, right? It's not bad. You load all your ether charges into your ether wing, and you just shoot. and that's cool. And it's really cool. It's a really good mechanic behind it. It's really interesting. I think that's a very big plus. You know, going back to Kong Ming, like she just had no way of winning. What was the point of going to Terra?
It could be said about Dao Chan as well.
And Diao Chan, yep, those two, both Terra champions, by the way, weebs. However, still cards like you said, David, like Mustang and Baby Green Slime exist. So I am going to say, I'm going to put my opinion out there and say that this is probably going to be less powerful than Ciel.
Okay. I was going the other way. I think Diana has everything you need as long as you can get it somewhat consistent enough. And like I don't see where she would fail. I think Ciel I can see like the way that he would fail is if he can't really turbo and his win condition isn't punchy enough, but Diana kind of has all the package, really good consistent damage, able to maintain influence really, really well. So you'll always be able to do things in all of your turns. And she's in water, or will be pretty strong in water.
Actually, yes.
Already has a lot of base staples. So I would actually be very surprised if this deck doesn't see tier 1 play.
Sorry, I'm changing my mind. I was just looking at it purely from like a level 3 as an individual card in a vacuum standpoint. Like I just thought Ciel was better, but in the context of counter spells in water and in Astra, you'll be fine. She'll be fine. She's good. Yeah, I'd say tier 1 as well.
I think they're both tier 1. They both have potential to be tier 1. Maybe there's a bit of bias towards it as well, but I would put Ciel above Diana.
I would too, to be honest.
Being able to reuse card, like control what you get back, like I think that's a huge bonus because like when you play fire, sometimes like you play a Create Shock or a Hasty Messenger, and you look at your hand, you want to cycle. You look at your hand, and it's like, don't really want to discard any of these cards. Like if you're playing Merlin and you have 2 fireballs in hand, it's like you're not discarding one of them. But I feel like Ciel allows you to do that because then what you do is like, oh cool, I'll discard one and then I'll banish it, and then when I need it in the future, the turn I actually need it, I can bring it back. I think that allows Ciel to play like a fire deck. Like I think fire is a good element for Ciel. He can play a lot of discard spell. He can also play a high advanced element count, in my opinion. Like higher than normal. I'm not talking about Rye level high, but I think he can play a high level of advanced elements, and he can also play like more toolboxy kind of cards. Like you don't need 4 ofs or something because you have the ability to get the same card twice. That's the way I kind of look at Ciel at the moment. I think like versatility wise, high health, he can kind of tackle the meta. That's why I think he's just a little bit higher than Dinah. I think Dinah's very linear in a sense. But that could also be a good thing.
The way that I see it, I think it's pretty similarly, is that if Ciel is good, he probably has higher heights than Diana might have. But I also think there's a chance that Ciel flops. Diana, however, I just think that she just will have a good deck. There's just good consistent damage output and good ways to play the game no matter what.
Good element.
Good element.
Yeah, like the element wise is also handy.
Diana with Lost in Thought.
Although Carter's back.
I mean, I can definitely see like a stall game with Ciel. Like you said, like how do you get to turn 5? Well, I think maybe the deck could be just like running what's that? The Stealth Giver, Under Siege, Under Fire.
You can just play like Under Fire, Vanish from Sight, Peaceful Union until you get to.
Yeah. You just stall the game out until you just kill them. Like I can definitely see like an ally-less Ciel deck, you know, and just purely depending on his swings and burn damage, and just resolutes, peacefuls, stuff like that. Sounds a bit like another deck I'm playing.
No, Nathan, hear me out. You play because Carter's in the deck. You play Memento Mori.
Oh my god.
You Carter.
Cut.
You Carter. And then you clear for 6 for some reason.
Was the card that you were thinking Slip Away? Because if it's
Slip Away, I believe it's
Slip Away is the imbue 2 Umbra card, David.
Hey, it might be possible. You might be able to have a high Umbra count. And you know, you did imbue
that's
3
what I mean.
Neos. So
that's true.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Like you could play a high Umbra count, right? So like you slip away, so you gain stealth and spell shroud.
The more I think about it, this really does feel like Rye.
Like he can just play.
So to me, I think that deck where you stall out the game, you actually want to play level 1 Ciel, because there isn't a good reason to go to level 3, I think, in that case.
What about Gromspire Prowler?
Like, you can still get the Mastery effect at level 1, where you get +3 power and Dawn to Memory every turn at level 1. So I don't think that the, like, stalling game plan is a level 3 game plan, as weird as that is. It's like, you're stalling at level 1, you stay high influence, maybe you just go GCR, Bauble, backup charge on Tango, and you just, you know...
So you don't value that 2 unpreventable damage?
Not when I'm hitting them for 5 a turn with attacks and drawing a card to my memory every turn, and I didn't banish 5 cards leveling up.
Interesting.
Ooh, Relentless Hex
And then, like,
Chaser as
you
well.
probably, like, dude, imagine you go to level 2 and you just like cycle 5 cards and you find exactly what your win condition is and you play it.
I suppose,
But
but
I just don't see the value of going to level 3 to get this 2 damage a turn.
I mean, you could. Isn't there like a world where you could just level to 3 and finish off the game? Like your level 3 turn is the turn you win, right? Is the turn that you just deal like 10 unpreventable damage.
I don't think there's that many ways to cycle omens. If there's an advanced element card that says like return all your omens to your hand and then create 6 more omens, sure. But I mean, if they put an advanced element card that finishes the game on the spot, then it definitely can happen. But I just think like I would rather just play more allies, play heavy swing, play that attack card that the start of the attack card that lets you, you know, get plus power equal to the heavy swing in your omens, and you just keep hitting them until they fall over at low level.
Okay. Damn, we can't use Fire-Blooded Oath on this.
So going to level 3 with Fire-Blooded Oath is not that good, but you can go to level 2 with Fire-Blooded Oath and then discard the 3 cards in your memory and draw them back to your memory. Not to hand, it's very sad.
Damn, that sucks. But maybe you could still go to Fire-Blooded Oath for some sort of advanced element regalia with Grail or something.
I'm just looking at Umbra right now, and like I looked at a couple of cards that I found maybe is interesting, like Relentless Hex Chaser. You could play that in this deck. You can play Carters. You can play Slippaways. Like,
Hex Chaser is definitely
Also
a nice one. Maybe stonks on that will go up. So.
well, that's what I mean. It's more like you can play these cards and play a high advanced element count and play the game at that level. But again, it's the fine line balance of going like, well, I have to have enough low level cards to be able to kind of put cards into my graveyard. So yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit of a weird one for me.
I just worry about like, what do you do if someone brings out Sense of Restful Peace versus you? This deck seems so floating reliant already.
Just play 4 Reduce to Ash then. You're fire.
Yeah. I mean,
honestly, yeah.
Reduce to Ash is like the best card.
I'm not
like I think
worried.
Reduce to
I'm
Ash.
not too worried about that. Yeah.
I just think like it has more failure points than Diana. The card can definitely be strong, but I do think it should see play. Like, I can see the failure points for it.
Yeah, I agree that there are higher chances of failure with Ciel. But I believe, guys.
Memento Mori will be good.
I said up there. I said potential for tier 1. Also, I don't think you need to go dig through the old Umbra cards to find playable cards for Ciel. I'm sure they'll print more for them. That'll be good.
Yeah,
of course.
Like, there's an entire set coming out, so yeah, both of these decks will only get better. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun seeing what DTR has to offer.
It is kind of interesting though, because I'm not looking at like the good cards. I'm looking at some of these other cards. I'm like, does this work in this deck? It's like, no, it doesn't.
Congratulations, you
Yeah,
found out how to cook, David.
No, suffocating miasma. Like,
Miasma, not miasma. I will always, whenever I hear that card, I have to say it.
Like, is it that bad?
Yes.
It's bad for my breath. Yes.
It's like, you know, you could kill something. I don't know.
David, this deck is slower than Tony.
Yeah, this deck is very slow.
Yeah, that's fine. You can enjoy the game. Enjoy Luxem. It's fine.
It might be
Yeah,
another
it's
one
Luxem.
shot.
It could be another Luxem. Do we want another Luxem?
I don't think it'll be another Luxem. There's no.
I don't think.
There's no heals.
It doesn't.
There's no healing. This.
Yeah, like I don't think Umbra will get a healing thing, right? I don't think Umbra is a healing element.
Anyway, and that's basically it. That's what we have to say about these cards. These are our first impressions, so you know things can change all the time. But yeah, overall, I think we're all very happy with, and we're all very satisfied with the design of these cards, and we're looking forward to giving them a go. Which one's the first one you're gonna try?
Ciel.
Easy.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Ciel. Cool.
This guy's talking about Diana, and he's like, "Which one to try first?" Seal.
I mean,
Hey,
guys.
I'm pretty sure Diana will be better. Or I do think Diana will be better, but I think Ciel is much more fun. I'm gonna play first. I'm a full fun player. All right, like.
Wait, what? No, that's not true. What happened? That Nathan died. That Nathan died a while ago. That's right.
It used to be fun, Nathan. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. We'll catch you later. Leave a comment below about what you think of the new champs, and yeah, that's it. Ciao.
Yeah.